Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Jack Osbourne, son of heavy metal icon Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne TV personality, has been in the spotlight for many years. He's now turning the spotlight on a topic that is very important to him, multiple sclerosis. He's joined now by Miss Kentucky 2014, Ramsey Carpenter, and she also has been diagnosed with the disease. They both have relapsing, remitting multiple sclerosis, and they're unveiling a new episode of You Don't Know Jack About MS. Here to talk about that today are Jack and Ramsey, and we want to welcome you to Talk of the Town, guys. How are you today?
Doing really well. Thanks for having us.
So I'm very excited to talk to you both and about an important topic. So Jack, first of all, talk to us a little bit about your diagnosis with MS. And it was actually 3 years ago, correct?
Yes, yeah. Just a little over
so
3 years.
Tell us how this has affected your life since then.
You know, I think if you kind of lay it all out, I think it's affected it in a more positive way. You know, it's forced me to be, well, for one, very grateful for the position I'm in health-wise. And, you know, but it definitely at the time turned my world upside down. My daughter had just been born. We were kind of, the whole family was in a high, and the next thing you know, I'm in hospital being diagnosed with MS. So it was a pretty heavy, sobering time. But once I educated myself and learned about what MS really was, because I really had no idea, and got on a treatment that worked, you know, things started to kind of, you know, shift. I realized that, you know, it can be a manageable disease as long as I manage it to the best of my ability. You know, I have to make it a priority.
Absolutely, and you've done a wonderful job of that, and what a difficult diagnosis, but I commend you for turning it around and getting involved in this campaign. And Ramsey, I want to talk to you a little bit about your diagnosis. So when were you actually diagnosed with the disease, and what made you get involved with Jack in this campaign?
I was diagnosed on August 25th, 2010, after experiencing symptoms since back in at least May of 2010. So I was finally given that hard news of, Ramsey, you have multiple sclerosis. So I looked into it a little bit more, and of course there was that brief period where everything was just, you know, worry and stress as far as, what am I going to be able to do with this? It's degenerative, it's incurable, I don't know what to expect. But I decided to change that into, what can I do? Because through the knowledge that I did gain, I realized that I was one of the more fortunate cases. So I wanted to do as much as I could to spread awareness, working with the National MS Society, and then as Miss Kentucky, being able to use multiple sclerosis awareness as my personal platform, I reached a greater audience and a lot more people with that. And that's when I was contacted and asked to come and partner and be incorporated with Jack with his campaign.
Well, I'm so glad that you did. And Jack, let's talk a little bit more about this campaign, You Don't Know Jack About MS. So this is a campaign and docuseries. Tell us a little bit more. Sure.
So a few years ago, I partnered up with Teva Neuroscience, and we decided we were going to do an awareness campaign. But we wanted to stray away from the typical PSA and, you know, very serious, kind of somber, you know, ways of getting people to kind of turn on to what MS is. So we went down the road of creating these kind of infotainment webisodes that initially followed me in my day-to-day as I was kind of newly living with MS and kind of my road to, you know, to kind of a stable life. And as things evolved, you know, the campaign has grown and the website has grown. You know, we're now shining the spotlight on other individuals and kind of trying to tell their stories and broaden our subject matters. And it's really kind of picking up speed. You know, we're becoming a very, you know, what I think is a great tool and resource for people who, you know, are newly diagnosed or individuals who might have friends or family who are newly diagnosed.
Absolutely. Well, we're glad that you've put this together. And real quick before we go, Ramsey, any advice that you would give to others that are newly diagnosed with MS?
I do. First and foremost, realize that you're not the only one out there. At times it might feel like you are, but you're not. There are a lot of us out there who are experiencing multiple sclerosis ourselves. And so make sure that you also form a great relationship with your neurologist. That's the person who's best going to understand really what's going on with you and your type of MS. And through that, they'll be able to get the best therapy form that's going to work best with your lifestyle. And as far as lifestyle goes, make sure that you're trying to eat things that are great for you, get plenty of exercise, get your rest, because taking care of your body the best that you can is going to help your experience in your life with MS go much better. Have a great support system, which will be your friends and your family. Feel free to lean on them and don't hesitate to talk to them about what you're experiencing. But probably one of the most important things too is to try to stay positive. Worrying and being stressful isn't going to do you any good. So just try to think about what's going on, what you can do, and what to look forward to, and just try to keep that positive aspect going on in your life. And I'll share my personal mantra, one that I borrowed and I really love, and that's one they can use too, and that is, I have MS, MS does not have me.
Wow, well that's a powerful statement to end on, Ramsey. Thank you so much for your advice, and both of you for staying positive and shedding light on this disease. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was great chatting with you.
Please stick around. We're going to be back with more Talk of the Town right after this.